finishing up splitting some firewood here, and just thought I'd give you a quick overview of the 25-ton Countyline log splitter that we had purchased 4 years ago from Tractor Supply. It ran us about $800 back then. Today, it's 2022. They're running for just under $1,500. The reason that we purchased this machine, we had got ourselves into a couple large oak trees that I had cut down, and they were real knotty and just really large, and I couldn't lift them, and I was having a hard time splitting them by hand. So we went out and we just purchased this, so that way it would help us to get through those bigger, knottier pieces of wood. Starting here at the front, it has a 2-inch ball receiver hitch on it. Has the spring-loaded jack stand on it, so you don't have to worry about pins or losing the pin. As long as the springs hold up, it's good to go. In order to put it down, there's this locking contraption on the front here that's spring-loaded, and you push it up and it latches into there, and that'll hold that in. In order to release it, you just push that and it'll unlatch it and it'll spring right back up. Typically when I'm doing it, it's just easier for me just to push this down and it locks itself in. And again, when I want it to go up, just release the lever. Over here on this side, to take a look real quick, there's this little rubber bungee that'll come down and you can lock it in so it keeps it tight up in there if you need to. But I don't do that for just use around here. All right, down here they have a toolbox that you can just keep the owner's manual in and some other little odd and ends for it. But below that you'll have this pin that releases the main I-beam or the splitter from the frame itself. It is a bit heavy, so there you go. So by doing this, it allows you to push over the big pieces of wood that you have, and that allows you to be able to split them down into more manageable pieces. This is not my favorite way to split the wood. I don't like staying down here the whole time. It does start to bother your back a little bit after a while. So all I do is I take the larger pieces and cut them up into smaller, manageable pieces that I can later lift onto the log splitter. So I will insert some pictures here of that tree that we had cut down and how large some of those pieces were. I think I have a few pictures left of that I will try to insert. But once I got them down to manageable pieces, then I would just do it here at waist height. Saves on the back, a lot less fatigue while you're cutting up what you need to cut up. All right, the cylinder is a 3,800 PSI max pressure, and the max splitting force for this cylinder is 25 ton. It has a cycle time, they say, of 11.5 seconds all the way down and back. That is pretty close. It's right around 10 to 11 seconds for what we have around here. All right, and right here is the control valve lever. And with it, you have to hold it in as the cylinder comes out and splits the log. I think that's more for a safety thing, in case you have a piece of clothing that gets caught in there, or your finger might get pinched or whatever. You have to let go of that, and it will automatically stop. As far as when it retracts, it'll hold itself in as the cylinder retracts, and once it's fully retracted, it will automatically shut off for you and reset for the next piece. Over here, there's a 26-inch opening, so obviously it will take up to a 26-inch log, but I like to cut them shorter than that. I try to keep mine around 20 inches, gives you a little bit of room here. Down here is your hydraulic oil reservoir. It holds up to 4 gallons of hydraulic fluid, and it has your filters and your lines here. So as I said, I'm going to show you some of the things that I like and that I don't like. This is one of the things that I don't like about it. It is tucked up above the hydraulic fluid tank, but I don't like how the hoses and that hang down. When you're towing it through the woods or whatever, you really have to be mindful of where all your stumps and branches are so you don't pull on any lines or break these filters or fittings off. So that is one thing that I don't like, but it is what it is. Another thing that I don't like too much, and this is a very minor thing too, But these two clean out holes here on the back of this I-beam could be a little better designed. They tend to fill up rather quickly when you're splitting, and then you have a lot of stuff backing up. So I just pick up these little pieces and, you know, clean it out as I'm going. So again, not a big deal. Over here for this log table, this one here is actually meant for the older style of Countyline. My cousin had one of these extra just sitting around, and he needed a chainsaw chain, so we just made a swap one day, and I went ahead and put this on here. I had some of the bolt line up, and then I just went ahead and welded it on to keep it on nice and sturdy. So I welded it up here, and then down here where it bolts through the I-beam, I welded it there as well. Show you what powers this log splitter. It's a 6.5 horsepower cooler engine with 196 cc motor. And I'll show you how to get it started up here real quick. Back here on the back, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but there's an on-off switch, so you're going to want to switch that to on. Down here there's a black lever. You're going to want to move that over. That's your gas shutoff, so move it over to on. Right above it is a gray lever that is your choke. Right now it's off, so you're going to move it to the on position. And then this silver lever here, I'm not sure if you can see it or not either, but that is your throttle. And you're going to want to move your throttle to about halfway. So there's about half, that's fully on, so right about there's half. And then you're going to want to give it a couple pulls. And there you go. Once it warms up a little bit, you start cutting, you move it up to full throttle. All right, and that's the quick overview of this 25-ton log splitter that I purchased at Tractor Supply. If you have one of these and you want to leave a comment down below about how you like it, what you don't like about it, feel free. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll answer your questions the best that I can. I want to thank you again for watching. If you like this kind of video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post more videos. Thank you again, and God bless.